Quick question for you, Orange versus Tustin. Which city is going to be a better fit for you? They both got different kind of vibes, and in this video, I'm going to help you decide which one is going to be a better fit for your type of lifestyle. We're going to break this down into several different sections, and the first one is just going to be going overall the neighborhood kind of feel for each different city. So if you don't know who I am and you're new to this channel, my name is Christian. I'm a team leader and owner of Onyx Homes, and this channel is all about Orange County. And our goal here is to give you as much information as possible, and if you are thinking about making a move, you can hit us up and work with us and our team at allaboutoc.com. Anyway, let's dive right in. So the first thing I want to say, I've got some notes here, is Orange and Tustin have a lot of similarities to them. Now, a few things that make Orange specifically unique is it has more of a maybe historic charm. So you have Old Town Orange, which is super walkable. This is kind of like Main Street, very, very Main Street feel. You have a lot of vintage homes. You have a lot of craftsman, Spanish style, mid-century. There's a lot of unique properties in this Old Town Orange area. Honestly, it's a beautiful area, and it's somewhere I've been to this particular area a handful of different times, and I'm always amazed at how pretty it is and how underrated it is as a place in Orange County. So that's Old Town Orange. Now the last thing is you have Chapman University, which brings a lot of energy, a lot of obviously younger crowd being a university, and a lot of foot traffic as well too. So obviously it's also a private university, so it brings a more affluent crowd, if you will, being that it's a private university in California, obviously very expensive to go there. So that's kind of the neighborhood feel for Orange. Let's talk about Tustin. So Tustin, you're gonna have way more of a mix of old versus new. That's one big thing that I don't think a lot of people really realize with Tustin. So while it's Orange is gonna feel more historic, more old in general, Tustin has a really good mix of both. It's also gonna be a little bit more densely populated because of the newer developments that you have in Tustin. You're gonna feel like there's more maybe apartment, townhome condos, rather than Orange is just a lot more of single family homes, just kind of spread out on their own. You also have Tustin Ranch, Columbus Square. So this is a master plan suburban kind of comfort community. And you have a lot more parks, bike lanes, newer infrastructure, some of the things that you might, especially if you were thinking about comparing South Orange County to North Orange County, Tustin's gonna feel more like South will than Orange feels more like North Orange County. So those are kind of just overall, to start us off, some different neighborhood feel for the two different cities. Now, the next thing I'm going to go into is the home prices. Now, this is where they're very, very similar. So the median home price at the time that I'm filming this in Orange County is just a hair over $1.2 million. Whereas Tustin and Orange both have a median home price of $1.1 million. So just a hair under the median home price. So not super surprising, and again, very different here. So Orange, you're gonna see a very wide variety as far as the types of homes. You're gonna see a lot of very affordable homes, and you're gonna see a lot of homes, some on larger lots as well too. Some newer townhomes, but majority of speaking are gonna be older homes with some character, or maybe also some older homes that need some love that haven't been touched up in quite some time. Now, you're more likely to find unique architecture in Orange than you would in Tustin. So as I mentioned earlier, Tustin's home price also being $1.1 million, median home price, so that's that middle number. It totally varies by neighborhood. So one thing with Tustin you will see is there are neighborhoods specific that are much higher price point. There are neighborhoods specific that are lower price point, versus Orange is kind of more spread all throughout. That's one big difference, I would say. There are definitely more tract style homes, very clean and consistent in Tustin, that you really just don't see very much of that in Orange. So if you like more of that master plan, some HOA type city, Tustin's probably a better fit, rather than Orange is kind of on the opposite end of that. Now, if you're looking for Tustin Ranch, this is higher end. These are gonna be newer homes, gated, and much more expensive as well too. Lots of amenities, golf course, stuff like that. So if you want newer high end, that's a beautiful neighborhood in Tustin. Not that Orange doesn't have that as well too, but that's one particular one that I wanted to mention for Tustin. So in general, when it comes to schools for our next category, Tustin's gonna take it away with this one. So if schools are important to you and you're looking at these two cities and you've narrowed it down to them, Tustin's gonna have better schools, it just does. You're gonna have good overall schools in Tustin, and you're gonna have, generally speaking, okay schools in Orange. Not a huge difference. It's not like we're going from Irvine down to, the worst, but there's definitely a gap there. So if schools are really important to you, Tustin would have a few notches above where Orange would come out. Tustin Unified is a very good school district. Tustin Ranch has very good schools as well too. We just mentioned that neighborhood in the last section. But Orange has the Chapman University as well too. So as far as school goes, as far as like your K through 12, not really anything to write home about. Now, the next section I have here is parks and outdoor life. So Orange is closer to Santiago Canyon, which if you're not super familiar with that in Orange County, regional park, there's a lot of hills, there's a lot of hiking, there's a lot of stuff out there, very beautiful, more like nature-esque, if you will. And Tustin has a lot of sports parks and fields. Tustin Sports Park is super popular, and it also has a lot more manicured recreation. Like, it's very well taken care of as of just from like a city perspective, versus Orange is much more of, it's going to depend on the neighborhood itself, how updated are the homes, how well did that particular part of the neighborhood keep track of everything. So you're going to see more of, if you want more of that like HOA feel, Tustin again is going to definitely take the cake on that one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen while we talk about location here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type in Tustin in our search, and then I'll look at both areas. So I want to look at Tustin as the city, not just North Tustin. And let's go ahead and see the map so we can see where Tustin's at. So let me zoom out so you can first see where in Orange County Tustin is. So Tustin's right smack dab in the middle. Tustin would be like the southmost North Orange County. If you've ever watched these videos, I always talk about Irvine being the central hub for Orange County. So Tustin being that northmost adjacent. And then Orange is just kind of up a little bit farther northeast, technically. Really technically it's northwest, but it feels more like northeast. If you will, this might make more sense. The Interstate 5, or the 5 as we call it here, this freeway runs here. When we say north or south, generally speaking, we're talking, or east or west rather, we're generally talking east or west of the 5, not actual north is straight up and down. The 5 goes like this. So if you are east of the 5, that's usually what we're talking about when I say that. Anyway, so as far as location goes, so Tustin's super convenient. It is as convenient almost as Irvine is. The only thing that's more convenient technically with Irvine is it is hugged by the 5 freeway and the 405 freeway. That is the only thing that makes Irvine frankly more convenient than Tustin. Tustin is just farther inland and more north, but you do have the 241 and 261 toll road. So this is what jets all the way out to the Inland Empire. Also, if you're going down to southern, like South Orange County, you would take the 241 this way. You also have the 133 here, and then you obviously have the 5 and the 55, which takes you right to John Wayne Airport, right to the 405, and right through Costa Mesa, Newport. So as far as location goes, that's your convenience for Tustin. And then if you're going north from there, really you just jump on the 5 or the 405, depending on where you're going, if you're going to LA or something like that. Now, Orange has a lot of the same things we just talked about. So Orange is east of and south of Anaheim and north of Santa Ana. So you've got the 22, which really runs the north border of Orange County, bordering bordering Los Angeles County. Not really, but kind of. Really goes more like this, I guess. But this 22 gets you northeast and east and west. So if you wanted to go to Long Beach, you have right there. You also have the 55, which goes up and attaches to the 91, and then you've got the 5 there as well too. So as far as location-wise, there's really not a whole lot different there. They are both central north Orange County from a location standpoint. So this is a fun section because we're going to talk about what is each city actually most known for. So Orange is most known for its charm and character. The Old Town Orange is something that just stands out. If you're regardless if you moved to Orange or not, you have to go check out that area. Very beautiful brick buildings. It's got that circle in the middle of it. It has a name, I can't remember it. Really diverse, lots of different neighborhood styles. That's really, at the end of the day, that's what Orange is known for. And if you like that type of neighborhood, you're gonna love Orange. Now for Tustin, it is really known for that mix of old and new. So in my opinion, Tustin is, well, if you're looking in Irvine, which there's a lot of people in Orange County that look at Irvine and then realize you have an Irvine tax. And you don't literally have a tax for living in Irvine. It's just more expensive. You are paying a significant premium to live in Irvine versus anywhere else. other than Newport and Laguna, right? But if you're looking at, for example, a normal suburban neighborhood in Orange County, if you were comparing Tustin versus Irvine, Irvine's going to be 30 to 40% more money than Tustin will. And honestly, a lot of benefits that you can do a lot with that extra 40% on housing, or you can get a lot more house and not really lose out on all that much. So that's the big thing with Tustin, is I almost look at it as an Irvine competitor. If you wanted to be more in South County, you would look at Irvine's competitor as like Lake Forest, Mission Viejo, probably more of Mission Viejo, and then even Ladera, Rancho Santa Margarita, Rancho Mission Viejo. But for North Orange County, Tustin is the one that is the biggest rival for Irvine. And again, you can get way more for your money. And a lot of the times you might be able to find newer construction, but you can also find older as well too. So that's what the two different areas are kind of known for. And that is a versus on Orange versus Tustin. So I'm curious in the comment section down below, which one do you prefer? So if you want help with your next move anywhere in Southern California, go to allaboutoc.com. Drop your information to join our newsletter, and if you want to book a call to talk with our team, you can do that on the next page. Now, if you're watching this video and you're thinking, I don't know for sure if these are the right ones, but I'm definitely leaning more towards North Orange County, this next video is going to be the things you're gonna wanna know before you move to North Orange County. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.